So now that we're getting a bit more comfortable with this stuff, let's look at another feedback scenario.
Look, I've hurt my wrist playing tennis. I don't know how many times I've said that. Can you please just get my family doctor?
Okay, well, he's busy right now, but you can tell me what happened, and then I can probably be of assistance to you.
Look, I don't know you. I know him. Why don't you just get him? I can tell him once, rather than playing this merry-go-round game. Just please go get him.
Okay, so you won't be seeing him today. You can either tell me your story, either way, I get paid, I don't care, or you can book another appointment with him.
Look, this is ludicrous. Just go get him. It's a simple thing. He can walk in here.
Listen, you hurt your wrist, okay? That's really sad for you, but he's very busy and he can't see you. So you can either live with that pain or you can't, and you can talk to me about it.
Okay, so let's talk about the interview. So I think you started off great. Even though he was upset, you were listening, you were offering to help him. You did a really good job of keeping your cool. But then things kind of went off the rails a little bit, didn't they? You started to say things like, I don't care, and you mentioned pay for some reason. You sort of belittled him, and you sort of said that his pain in his wrist was really no big deal, which, it doesn't really speak to the point of helping him. But then at the end, you did offer to, again, let him tell you, and you did offer to let him make a follow-up appointment. So that was good.
Okay, it started out well, and then in the middle it got a little uncomfortable. But it ended nicely. Leslie, what do you think?
This is a nice example of the feedback sandwich. And although that's a popular feedback model, I have some reservations about that model. Frankly, I think sometimes it's hard to swallow. So in this example, we have a preceptor who says something positive, follows it with a bolus of what they think the learner needs to do better, and then ends with a positive. Okay, so the danger here is that learners, especially incompetent learners, may not recognize what the take-home point is. They may hear the positives at the beginning, and they may hear the positives at the end, and they may think, well, basically, they thought I was doing okay. I mean, there was some stuff in the middle there, but it ended with a very positive note, so I probably did okay. So that's a danger, is by mixing all the feedback, the learner is not able to pull out the one thing, the take-home message you're trying to make.
So what you're saying is that constructive feedback needs to be explicit and not mixed with positive feedback or niceties to help rapport with the learner.
Awesome job, Derek.
Or rapport with the director. Because in the end, the goal is to give the learner information to help reinforce or improve their performance. It's not about hurting feelings, punishing, or winning a competition. Right, Leslie?
I think that's why a lot of people are tempted to use the feedback sandwich, because it starts with a positive statement, and that's an attempt to build our rapport. But the pearl is, you really should work on your relationship outside of the feedback scenario. You need to take an interest in our learners. Who are they? What are their lives like? What are their interests outside of medicine? You need to share some information about yourself. After all, it is a relationship. You need to then let them know that you're invested in them improving their performance. So any information you give them about the performance, it's with the best intentions, that your only interest is in helping them get better, that you're not interested in punishing them or belittling their performance, that your goal is their advocate and your job is to help them improve their performance.
Yes, it's the establishing of a relationship before the feedback review which is key. I couldn't have said it better. Anything else?
Another pitfall about using the feedback sandwich is that the feedback ends on a positive note. So it's hard to move to the next step, which is talking about strategies to improve performance, because that means you have to go back to what you were just talking about, the negative part, in order to talk about the strategies to improve their behavior. So people tend not to do that. They just tend to end the conversation on that positive note, and the resident is left without any strategies to improve their performance.
I get it. So to improve a learner's performance, a discussion about what they might do the next time and what strategies might be helpful is important with feedback. So ending on the positive note makes it more challenging to open this back up. This is the only sandwich for me. Tuna, my favorite.